something that's very interesting to me is seeing brands like, I guess the only ones I could really even say would be like you, and we were talking about Tara Bosch with Smart Sweets. Now, my growth pattern with Sour Strips is unique because I had a large following to catapult the
attention.
Attention, like the springboard to get it going, right? And now it's very much I always like to say that there's like probably more people that are eating it that don't know who I am than know who I am, which is great, right? So I had this kind of springboard to start my company. With you guys, it's even more admirable in my mind because you've built something so amazing, Tara and you guys, because, y'all aren't influencers. You didn't have that. So what did you do in the earlier stages? Is it literally just a friend of a friend told a friend of a friend and you started that? Like what was your springboard to really get traction? Because now you're a big deal. And you started with, we don't know anyone. We don't have influencers. We don't have friends with millions of followers. Like, how did you start building
Great question, because you had the other approach. You've built a fan base, and they've supported you probably as soon as you catapulted it off the ground. And now you have many people that eat your product. But for us, we realized that we didn't have what you had, and you worked really hard on that. What we had was, a couple of friends we could try the product, talk about it, maybe share it on their socials. They had 500 followers, 200 followers. At the time, I had 400 followers or something, 0 on LinkedIn, 400 on Instagram. My partners had like 300. And what we said is, if we just tell the story, we show people everything. Take the curtain behind the scene. You could see the glass door of everything other than how we make the product. You're going to be curious because you're going to be like, what is this company? What are they doing? And where I got this from is I looked at the ratings from Shark Tank in that time, and it was on fire. They were literally growing like crazy. And the reason why was because entrepreneurship started to become celebritized, similar to what chefs were being celebritized in the early 2000s. Think about like the Food Network and all that stuff.
Gordon Ramsay.
They became massive, right? And then you look at Kardashians, the show, and people love it because of the drama. The ratings were crazy. The TV ratings were wild. And then I looked at Elon Musk's, his social media following on like Twitter and all that stuff, and it was growing. And what I realized about him was his boldness and his unapologeticness that people loved. They either loved or hated him, but he created a fan base that ended up becoming basically Tesla's marketing engine.
Yeah.
He is Tesla's marketing engine. He creates noise. It grabs attention. Media talks about him. It's just a recycling circle, right? So I said, if we take these 3 big categories and we make a baby with them, we take the drama from Kardashians, we're a family business, they're married. My sister and brother-in-law are married. I'm a brother. There's some really drama relationships there. If we take the entrepreneurship and show the depth of it, so instead of Shark Tank just showing basics, let's go show everything other than how we physically make the product, because that's a trade secret. And then if we become ourselves, we're very big characters each internally.
Yeah.
If we let that out, that would not look like a typical executive. And that's what started to propel a fan base slowly, very slowly. 5 views, 50 views, 100 views. People start posting about it, being curious. Then we started to celebritize ourselves way more, starting to speak at gigs, started to speak at office lunch and learn, schools. And that started propelling, again, more fandom, more celebrity status. And then I started to utilize LinkedIn as a platform. And I realized, okay, like this is not just a corporate platform.
I've never used LinkedIn for any like business related.
This is what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then I started posting dance videos, fucked up shit. And it started going from 10 views, 500 views. This is a year ago. To now minimum between 25,000 to 150,000 minimum organically.
LinkedIn is popping.
I went from 0 to 18,000 followers within a year. But the kicker of it is I've gotten speaking gigs from it, paid speaking gigs. I've gotten investors, all our investors from there. I've gotten retailers and journalists. So I started to realize that, holy shit, if you just act like a fucking rock star, if you treat yourself like a rock band and you do photo shoots, do all this shit, people are eventually going to be like, okay, who are these people? What are they doing?
LinkedIn people are probably like, hey, Johnson, when you're done with that that report over there, come check out this guy with the funky sunglasses. He is just a hoot.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. But eventually they couldn't stop but watch, right? Because it was like different, right? And that's what applied to our storytelling, allowed us to celebritize ourselves. I'm not saying we have big followings. We have 90,000, 87,000 on Instagram, 30,000 on TikTok.
Don't downplay yourself. I mean, it's
but
sick,
it
man.
drives views.
Yeah.
And then those views then sell the product at our retailers, which is the craziest thing because they're fans. They've actually become massive fans. And that's why what we get to do is like, we'll go to a conference and they'll take pictures with us because they're like, you guys are rock star entrepreneurs. And I don't say this in ego. I say this because we're just being ourselves. And if I get on stage and I go speak at a conference with 10,000 people, I'm making them do the YMCA before I get on there.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's weird. It's different, but they all get up.
We actually did the Cupid Shuffle before this. He made me do it. What is going on, guys? I am Max Tuning, your host. I hope you enjoyed this little clip. If you want to see the full, magical, lovely episode, just click the link down in the description or search Don't Be Sour on your favorite podcast streaming service. And remember, thank you for tuning in.